my bookshelf is right in front of me. Before I start my bookshelf tour, I do want to say a few quick things. I don't really like watching traditional bookshelf tours. I don't like doing it, so I'm not going to do the traditional bookshelf tour, pick up every single book on my shelf, read the title and everything. I'm going to do my version of a bookshelf tour, which is what I would like to do. I'm sorry, but I want to do videos that I am passionate about, and picking up every single book on my shelf and reading off, I'm not passionate about that. I would dread doing that. I would hate doing that. It would take me so many hours to edit, and I would hate that so much. So I want to do what I love. So I'm going to do a bit of a different bookshelf tour. I hope you enjoy it. It's different. It's what I would like watching of a bookshelf tour. As you saw a few minutes ago, I rearranged my bookshelf. Not much, mostly just the decorations, the lights, I moved a few books around, but it is a bit different. And I decided that every single year I'm going to do a bookshelf tour. So this is my 2016 bookshelf tour. Let's get started! I also don't have the proper equipment for a bookshelf tour, so I'm sorry if it's a bit shaky. I don't exactly have a tripod. I'm basically like holding it up. Anyways, this is the first shelf of my bookshelf. It's basically my Doctor Who shrine. I'm joking, it's not actually a shrine, but literally look how many freaking pop figures I have of Doctor Who. I know I have a problem. I have so many pop figures of Doctor Who on this shelf that I might as well call it my shrine, because look how many pop figures there are. As you can see, it looks different, and I added my new pop figures. I added 12 with the guitar and Jack Harkness. That's the first shelf. You can tell I moved the lights around. Oh my god, I think I've mentioned in a video before that the way I had the light situation was before, it was so annoying. I couldn't move anything, couldn't move the books, I couldn't move pop figures. So now I put the lights, so you can see, at the top of the shelf, which, oh my god, so much better. So much better. So moving on to the second shelf of my bookshelf, and that is my Harry Potter shelf. I finally reread the first book in the series. After 10 years, I finally reread the first book, and I'm going to be continuing on with the series. So now I finally feel like this shelf is justified, and I feel like I actually deserve this shelf. I have the original hardcovers and my Harry Potter pop and Hermione. I love the first book so much, and once I get more into the series and become a diehard Potterhead, I'm gonna go crazy and buy all the pop figures. It's probably gonna look similar to my Doctor Who shelf. Here's my next shelf. So this is the last shelf that you usually see in my videos. It's a mishmash of everything. Up here you see this is kind of like a mini classic slash favorites shelf. As you can see, there's a bunch of classics. Some of them are my favorite editions of classics, some of them are my favorite books, like The Secret Garden. That edition is so beautiful, it's illustrated, and I really, really love that book. And then I also have my version of Little Women, which is also has illustrations, and it's really beautiful. And then, of course, Jane Eyre, my favorite book of all time. And then A Little Princess is my second favorite book of all time. And then my Shakespeare's, which I love Shakespeare so much. And then I have Nancy Drew, which is a bit of a classic. I only have 1, 2, 3, 13, and 16. I have more of Nancy Drews in the back, but those are the only Nancy Drews I have not read. I thought I would just put my unread books on this shelf. Next is a bunch of random books that couldn't fit anywhere else. I wanted to put my Kirsten White collection here, since all of the Kirsten White books I own are completely different heights. As you can see, I have Delusions of Fate, that's paperback, and then Chaos of Stars is a regular hardcover, and then I Die Darken is like a huge hardcover. And then here's random books that are weird heights that don't fit anywhere. And then this is my Disney pop figure shelf. As you can see, I added Ariel. Isn't she so beautiful? Oh, these are all my Disney pop figures. Okay, they're not all mine. I don't own Olaf. Olaf is actually my sister's, but I asked if I could have it so I could put it next to all the other Disney pop figures that I do own. I'm just gonna say this is my other TV show pop figures, because yes, that Superman is the one from Batman vs. Superman, but I really love Superman when he came in the Supergirl show, so I'm just gonna pretend that that one's from when he came to the Supergirl show, and this is my TV show. pop figure shelf. So there we have Regina, that's the evil queen. We have Captain Hook, Emma Swan. Captain Hook and Emma Swan are brand new additions to this shelf, as you may have noticed me putting them up. There's Sherlock Holmes with the violin, and then Supergirl and Superman. So this shelf is all hardcover. There's also some books there that didn't fit anywhere else, so I just put them up there. This is number shelf 1 of hardcover. I have another hardcover shelf coming up. As you can see, I have some books up here too. I have Curse of the Sphinx, Swimming Ragnar, and Sapphire Blue. And this is where my pop figure shelf ends. Here I just have my TBR jar, which is empty. I need to fill up. I'm gonna be doing the TBR jar challenge again in 2017, so I need to fill that jar up, and I'm gonna post a video about that soon, so look out for that. Here is Snoopy as a chef. That's the 4th Doctor. I forget which one that is. I think that's like a Titan pop figure that my friend got me for my birthday last year. And then that's a little Webkins. Oh my god, when I was a child, I was like obsessed with Webkins. Like I had so many, and I would go on the website so much. Like Webkins was like my childhood. And I found this at the dollar store once, and it was so cute, and I was just like, I want it. It's so adorable. So I bought it, and that's on my shelf. And then my dream sign. That's so cute. Then here are my paperbacks, kind of a mishmash. Thing is, I prefer hardcovers to paperbacks way more, but the one thing about paperbacks that's amazing is as they're all about the same height. So look, they all line up perfectly, and I love that. That's probably the only thing I love about paperbacks, because I really don't like paperbacks. That's why I only have 1 shelf of paperbacks, not counting the random ones on this shelf. And you might be wondering, what the heck is this? So this is a paintbrush. I have a paintbrush here because, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knows a bookshelf can get dusty, and specifically my pop figures are really hard to dust with a feather duster. So my mom gave me a paintbrush to dust my pop figures. So there is my only paperback shelf. And now on to my last shelf. My really big hardcovers and the rest of my hardcovers, including all of these pins that I've gotten at conventions and book signings. Okay, most of those I've gotten at Y'all West, but yeah, just a bunch of ones. So these first 5 books are my huge hardcovers that are really, really tall. See, look, they almost take up the whole shelf. We have Six of Crows, Truth Witch, Illuminate, Gemini, and then The Only Pirate at the Party. Sword. This is Scarlet, but this is the Italian edition of Scarlet. And this other book is Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer, but this is the Italian edition. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned on this channel, I am Italian and I can read in Italian. It's a bit hard for me because I always went to American school, so English is my better language, but I have those 2 books, and hopefully next time I go to Italy I can get more Italian books. So that is my second hardcover shelf. Bookshelf tour and my bookshelf reorganization. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, the last shelf doesn't have any lights because my lights didn't reach all the way to that long because the lights are not that long in length. On the last shelf of my bookshelf, I usually put all the books that I don't own. Like, I'm a huge library person. I go to the library all the time. So anytime I check out a book, I usually stack up all those books on the last shelf of
my bookshelf, and then if I'm borrowing any books from people, I also have those on the last shelf. So the way my shelf looks now with all those pins and everything, that's not the way it usually looks. Usually there's there's like 2 stacks of books, library books and books from my friends. It's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below what you thought about my version of a bookshelf tour. I hope you still liked it, even though it was a bit different. But what do you think? How do you think my new pop figures look on my bookshelf? Social media links are all down below. My Goodreads, my Twitter, my Bookstagram. All